You give me all right, that's all good. All right, cool, man. So the first thing, yeah, if you just give me a little like introductory about your background, like how did you start trading and where you come from?
Sure. So I first got into trading probably about, I'd say, 10 or 12 years ago. I really started to um, get into it more. And of course, the biggest problem back then was always trying to find the large amount of capital. And, back 3 or 4 years when prop firms started to kind of make themselves known, that to me, I thought this is going to change the entire Forex industry. And
Yeah,
so I got really excited about it. And then I was actually introduced to POW through Angelo when he was with FX Seed. And they were doing the whole account management thing. And Darren actually happened to be my account manager. And I was really excited about it because when he first gave an interview with Angelo, he talked about algo trading and all that stuff. And, I was primarily more of a manual type, guy at that point. But what he was talking about really got me excited. Unfortunately, things didn't work out with him being a manager at FX Seed. So, but I kept in touch with him
yeah.
through Instagram, and he mentioned that this new version of Banker was actually going to be coming out, and so I jumped on it, and I've been part of the community ever since.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. So you must have joined in the early stages, right?
I was one of the first ones to join up in the early stages. Yeah.
There's been a
hmm
lot of progress and changes since then, which is yeah, it's been amazing.
There's
So
been a lot of progress. Yeah, and one of the things I like best about POW and the way that Darren ran it was basically the amount of support that he would give all of his guys. It was really, it was really refreshing to see actually somebody that would actually take the time to answer questions
yeah, I know, right?
and really kind of methodically go through ways to make sure that you were set up for success and set up to fail.
100%, mate. I'm 100% with you on that one. So, in terms of like, what were the top three problems you had before you joined PAL? Like top three problems in trading or top three struggles that you were going through before you actually joined PAL?
Well, the top three struggles were pretty easy. Before I joined PAL was actually finding a system that would work. I studied systems, all kinds of systems on the internet. I, on weekends when I wasn't working, I would get on YouTube and
Yeah,
I would just, you know, do a search for strategies. And um, one of the things that one of my mentors actually told me a long time ago was, don't follow the new shiny red, you know, red ball. Stick with one thing and perfect that, and eventually you'll get there. And for me, I think that's one thing that that POW's definitely helped me with is, I've been focusing on Banker, and now I've been focusing on Red Alert. So that's definitely one of the top things. So, and then the support getting uh, from members of the community. I've become really good friends with other members of the community that, we share set files together. We go through things on the tester. And so that's probably been some of the biggest advantages.
so you say lack of support before you actually joined, and not having like a clear strategy to follow. Would you be able to
Yep.
give one more? Is there one more thing that might come to your head in terms of like what you was really struggling with, or is that just the top two?
Those are basically the top two. It and basically it was coming up with a system that actually was a viable system.
Yeah,
Long term longevity, I guess, is the other thing that I was looking for. I was looking for a long term system that would work,
yeah,
and um, yeah, I think those are probably the top of
perfect.
the list.
Perfect. So if nothing, if we go back to that time, if nothing changed, what would have happened? Like if you would have stayed the same, what do you think? What impact would that have had on your trading, for example?
I
Does
don't
that
think
make sense?
yeah, I don't think I really would have made much more progress. I needed somebody that, or at least a group or a community that I could constantly plug into every single day.
Do you think you
And
quit?
even, yeah, and even back then, even like in a period of like 6 months ago, um, there have been members that have constantly been sharing things and their struggles, and I've even been able to kind of act as a support for others who are new or struggling. So I feel like with that, it's been a really good
Yeah.
um, growing mechanism.
So
Yeah.
in what about like you personally? Like how would have it how if nothing changed, how would that have impacted you personally?
I think that impacting me personally, I just wouldn't have been able to see the progress that I've made with
So it'd be like,
since
I'll
joining
give you an
POW.
example. It'd be like your confidence, for example. Like, do you think that that would have taken a hit, or would it have impacted, something a little bit deeper, like family life or um, any relationships? Like, is there anything like personally that really really would have impacted you on, like if you
My
hadn't
mind,
changed?
yeah, yeah, my mindset actually has really been impacted because, I've learned that, slow and steady wins the race. It's not just to come out of the gate. And I think that's probably been the biggest thing that
Mm-hmm.
um that I have changed myself is actually, learning, look, it's not a race 100% to the finish line. Like slow and steady, you
Yeah.
might take a couple of stumbling blocks, along the way, but eventually you'll get there.
Yeah, 100%. I hear you on that one. I'm exactly the same. Perfect. Okay, so we've touched on that you used Red Alert and Banker. Are they the two main things that you've used inside a POW, or is there anything else that you've like stumbled across? So recently, we've obviously had the Set Finder be introduced. There's Edge as well. Is there any other products or things that you would like share that have really made a positive impact whilst you've been a member of POW?
So I've used actually all of the products except for the set finder. I haven't gotten there yet. But at first, I was really interested in Banker. And then I was looking at some of the edge trades, and how those work. So I wanted to try edge for a little bit. So I tried that. And even then with edge, it was still, I think, it was still a little clunky. I think they've actually done an update that has actually made it even better.
Yeah,
But when Red Alert came out, I remember when Darren was first showing uh, some of the results that he was getting from Red Alert, and I just thought, oh my gosh, this
yeah,
is awesome. Like I need to really focus, on this because we're just focusing on one thing, and that's the high impact news, and
yeah,
and so that got me really excited. I was there on the launch call when he launched it. I was able to get in, be one of the first ones to get in on that.
yeah.
And I just saw the value in it. I saw what he was doing, and I thought this is really cool. And so I saw the value in it. I didn't even question it. I put my credit card in, and that was it. So
Yeah, me too.
so I've tried all the products, but by far, you know, Red Alert has been, I think, probably my most favorite
Yeah,
product
so
that they've launched.
we've obviously noticed some of the results that you've been putting in the groups. Like it's been absolutely insane. I think you posted one a minute ago, 67K since what, 31st of May?
Yeah, so I decided that because we first got access to this tool, I think back in February,
Yeah,
and since February, I've been running tests, basically like trying to find little nuggets that I can use, and I would test those. And on May 31st, I think is when the new JOLTS report came out. And I thought, okay, I'm going to take everything that I've learned over the past, 4 months, and
yeah,
I'm just going to apply it to trading it this month, and let's see how it does.
yeah,
So I plan on taking a $400,000 challenge eventually. And so I wanted to mimic my account as if it was trading that size of account. So since May 31st, it has done 67,000 and trading strictly red alert trades. And there's only been, I think, 4 or 5 days of announcements, which I think testifies to the power of this tool.
so
Um,
4 or 5 days and you've made
mhm,
67K in that time.
yeah.
And that stayed
Mm-hmm.
in line with the DD rules and
Yep. Never
no,
once has it breached the 5% daily drawdown rule. Never once.
it's absolutely
Yeah,
insane. And what was the other one that you was running? Wasn't you running because obviously I'm trying to think, there's so many people posting inside the group, but I'm sure it was you that was testing £1 million
I
challenge.
was. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And so, because I do want to eventually take a one of the $1 million challenges. Eventually, they're more expensive, but
yeah,
so what I did was I wanted to see how the risk percentage that I was using would relate to a
yeah,
$1 million account that was at like 1 to 40 leverage. So I
mm,
wanted to kind of test that a little bit to
yeah,
see how it would work. And that one has gone insane. So I just checked it, a little earlier before I
yeah,
got on the call, and the two unemployment claim trades that I ran today also hit take profit on that account, and it's now up since I opened that one up the beginning of March.
yeah.
So it's been running now for about 3 months, and it's up 330,000 on the $1 million demo. So
Oh my God, are you serious?
yeah, and just running red alert,
330K,
not running anything else, no manual trades or anything. So it's up 330,000 in
330K
3 months.
in 3 months. And just for like just to clarify for the video sake, that is all automated. You haven't touched it. You haven't like
Yep,
interfered with trades. It's all been done automated.
that's correct. I haven't touched any trades. Everything was done using red alert, no manual trading, all automated. So
Unbelievable, mate. Fair play. Like
yeah.
inspirational, like really inspirational. Have you
Well, and
managed?
to me, this is where the testing comes in. It's
Yeah,
like I didn't want to just jump. So many people I think that have joined POW have
yeah,
just jumped straight into a challenge.
yeah,
And for me, I like these challenges. They can be expensive, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing, the
yeah,
exact announcements that I'm going to run, and because I don't run every single red folder news announcement.
yeah,
I that's what I've been testing over the past few months is like which ones are going to yield me the highest rate of return, and
yeah.
those are the ones that I've been focusing on. So out of a list of maybe 18 red alert days, I've narrowed it down to maybe 8 or 9 that
Yeah.
I've used, and those are the biggest ones that have moved.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, in terms of like being inside POW, have you managed to get funded so far? Funded
My
trade?
first my first time getting funded was actually through PAL Pass,
Nice.
and Darren was offering that service, so I jumped on it.
Yeah,
I had a my Forex funds account, and I babied that one for probably about 3 or 4 months, and then I got caught in a GU trade and with Banker, and it was in a trend,
yeah,
and it just trended like crazy, and
yeah,
I ended up hitting the max loss drawdown.
yeah,
But to me, as I was going through that, I thought, okay, I don't want to always be stuck in this drawdown
yeah,
when it's trending or whatever, and
yeah,
so I lost that account. It was the only account that I had. So right now I've been demo testing everything in
yeah,
preparation to take a new challenge.
yeah,
But to me, as I was kind of watching that one, and as I would watch it get into these high amounts of drawdown, I thought, man, like I want to be
in
just
and
in
out.
and out as fast
Yeah,
as possible. Like
yeah,
I think that that's going to be a better go. And that's when I really started. When I lost that account, that's when I really started to focus on the
yeah.
red alert
That's the
EA.
beauty of Red Alert. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of like being inside PAL, how has it impacted you personally? So seeing all these, we'll call them wins, but seeing all like the progress that you've made and the wins and the benefits of being inside the group and knowing that you can potentially pass a 400K or £1 million challenge, how has that impacted you personally in terms of mindset, confidence, etc., etc.?
Well, it's boosted my confidence up tremendously because now I feel like, okay, I've been testing this tool, I've been experimenting with certain sets, I've been experimenting for certain
Mhm.
announcements, and it's given me really that confidence back that I've been kind of,
Yeah,
lacking,
yeah,
to where, okay, like I've been mimicking this on demo account. Yeah, sometimes demo doesn't copy straight over to real, and I understand that.
yeah,
But for one thing, it's helped me visualize like, okay, this is this is perfect. In fact, one of the guys that I actually shared the unemployment claim set files with, um, him and I are really good friends, and he was down, I think, about $5,000 or $4,500 on his funded account.
Yeah.
I sent him my unemployment claim files,
Yeah.
and he decided to run just gold. Well,
Yeah.
this morning he texted me and he's like, "Man, now I'm back up to break even, and I'm even positive
Yeah.
$1,200." So that for me, validating that not only are they helping me, but they're also helping people in the group.
I love that.
I think that that's fantastic to me. So, and I'm not one of these guys that's like super greedy. I'm going to hold on to everything. Like I'm willing to share. I'm
Yeah.
willing to help other people because I was in that.
You're giving
I
me
was in that
goosebumps,
chair.
man. I've actually got goosebumps. Yeah. It's serious. Like, it's great to hear. Like, this is what I love being part of POW is like everyone's so helpful and like the community is so good inside the group because of people like you. And yeah, it's just great to hear, like great to hear the stories and the feedback. So yeah,
Yeah, I was super excited about him because he's one of my really good friends. He struggled for a long time with trying to get a funded account. He's actually got one with TFT right now,
yeah,
and just the fact that he was able to use, one of the files that I made.
yeah,
I sent it over to him, and now he's up $1,200 after
yeah.
being down almost
Brilliant.
$5,000. So
Unbelievable, man. Fantastic. So, last couple of questions. So, what would be the top three lessons that you've learned that you wish other PAL members could know?
Well, I know for a fact that when new people come in, some of us that have been in from the very beginning, we talk about the same things over and over again. And then for new people, when they come in, it can be very discouraging. It can be very, it can be a struggle.
Yeah,
Um, Absolutely do not give up because
yeah,
when you actually find your groove and to me, that's what I feel like I found. I finally found my groove, but it took months of testing. It took
yeah,
months of just, and people will ask all the time in the group, like, well, how do I get started? What do I need to do? Do I need to watch videos?
yeah,
And usually I tell them like, yes, watch videos, but just use the sets that Darren has already provided in the Google Drive and just place them on and start testing.
yeah,
And from those sets, you'll be able to tweak certain things that you like, and that's all there really was,
yeah,
for me. And so, do not give up. You can make it happen,
yeah,
and you have plenty of support there. People reach out to me all the time and they're asking me for advice, and I'm
yeah,
more than happy to message them back,
yeah,
let them know what it is I'm doing, and
yeah,
hopefully it helps inspire. I think Peter,
yeah.
PTKPF, or his username is, or whatever. He's one that actually reached out to me from the very early stages, and now he's. I mean, I'm not saying that I have all the answers,
No,
but
I've
just
seen.
that level of support.
Yeah.
He's become a real rock star in the Red Alert community too. So
So number one, don't give up. Number two, use the support as much as you can. And if you could
yes,
give me a third, what would be your third lesson for either a new member joining or a current member inside POW? If we could think of a third lesson.
I think the third lesson would be to share your results,
Yeah,
regardless if it's a win or a lose.
nice.
Share your results, because and don't get frustrated with the losers. You're going to have losers.
Yeah,
Do not get frustrated with that, but share your results, because when you share the results, whether they're good or bad, you're going to
yeah,
get feedback, and getting that feedback is, I think, extremely important.
yeah. I
And
love.
not just getting the feedback, but it's adapting how you accept that feedback and utilize it. Are you gonna take positive points from it, or are you gonna take negative points from it?
Yeah,
So share your results. Share your results, because we all want to see them.
that's great advice. That's brilliant, brilliant, mate. Um, Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So that's pretty much about it. You've answered everything in that last question, to be honest. I was going to say, like, if you were to give someone a bit of advice for someone starting, but you've pretty much covered all them questions. That's pretty much about it. I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to take up too much of your time. Like, really, really inspiring to hear like your journey and just yeah, your progress has been insane, mate. Like seeing it inside the group, and it's just been unbelievable, to be honest. You've inspired me, you've inspired loads of other people in the group, which is why you was probably the first person that I thought is going to be great for one of these testimonial videos. So really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it, Mike, and you know, I'm like I said, you know, I've been working towards getting, you know, a funded account. When I first started looking at Red Alert, I thought, okay, I need to find, and this is kind of one of the tidbit things that I learned in the very beginning is because I'm a very visual person. So what I had to do was actually when I would start looking for sets, you know, sometimes people get really frustrated with the strategy tester. And so what I would do is I would actually go back a previous month of that same announcement, and I wanted to see what the reaction of the candle was. So
Yeah.
that's how I find all my sets. Believe it or not, I do it manually. I go back through my charts,
Yeah.
and I go through like NFP every single month for the past
Okay.
6 months.
Mm,
Okay, and I will look and see
yeah. I
at 6:30 how the candle moved,
Mm,
and you know if I so I set all my sets, believe it or not, to get in almost right before that announcement hits.
okay.
And so, because that's how I've been able to minimize the stop loss
Yeah.
compared to the risk to reward ratio. So when
Okay.
I can actually see the candle
Yeah.
going up and down for each of the announcements that I'm testing,
Yeah.
um, then I can put it into the tester and see how it did for a longer term. But honestly, there's really no magic wand to what I do. I literally just look at the announcement candle
Yeah.
for the previous month,
Yeah.
and the previous month before that. I do it for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And if I notice a specific pattern that
Yeah.
is taking place, then I can utilize that pattern to my advantage.
Fantastic, mate. I love
That's
that.
all I do.
Thanks for the advice,
Very
man.
simple.
I appreciate it. I'm going to put this into practice and I will let you know my results. But I'm going to
That
leave
sounds
that
great.
there. But really appreciate your time. And I'll see you inside the group, man.
I'll see you inside the group.
Enjoy your day, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, man. You too. See you
For
later,
sure.
Mike.